Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. The one who's been holding back, playing small, letting fear take over. And I've got something to say. Ladies, it's time to say bye-bye, fear. Think about it. How is it possible that four-letter words can pack such punch? Words, it plays on repeat in our heads. This little voice in our head that's just like whispering doubts and planting seeds of insecurities just over and over and over again. Well, guess what? It's time to drown it out. It's time to kick it to the curb. We need to crank up the volume with really positive thoughts. Fear has no place in our story. Think about that for a minute. The way I see it, we've got dreams to chase, ladies. We've got goals to crush. So we've got to really eliminate fear from the equation. My friend used to say that all the time. Remove fear from the equation and there's nothing you can't do. And it is true, but it's not that simple. This fear, this distressing alarms that go off in our head, it's not always a bad thing, right? It is there to protect us. It's there to keep us safe. We want that radar to go off in our head sometimes because sometimes it is impending danger and it does have to keep us healthy. So fear is not a terrible thing. It's just understanding sometimes fear shows up whether it's real or if it's imagined. And that is the problem, that so much of the fear we create in our heads is just imagined and is really stemming from limiting beliefs. I work with a lot of women. Fear often takes the lead by taking center stage in these women's lives, including mine. The reasons why fear holds our dreams hostage: fear of the unknown, fear of failing, fear of looking like a fool, fear of rejection. When we let fear run the show, it's like we're putting ourselves on lockdown, missing out on all the stuff that life has to offer. And I see way too many women playing small, missing out on life. I call them my sleeping beauties. You know what I mean? They're holding their dreams hostage for a made-up story. So today I want to share 3 tips that I do to overcome fear. First tip is when you first get the little the little buzz, the little oh my God, starts to sweat a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. It's all the feels in the belly, the butterflies. That's when fear's kicking in. You've got to lean into this. Do not shut her down. This is actually when you're onto something super, super big and exciting. So you have to lean in. And this is really scary, I get it, but trust me, you're not going to die here. This is just a sign saying, hey, something incredible is about to happen, but you've got to step over the fear. So lean into it, embrace the butterflies, and let them fuel you. When this happens to me, I know that on the other side is such a liberation. When I think the things that really, really scare me, for example, public speaking, I know I gotta just go for it because I know on the other side is such an amazing feeling. Let me pump the brakes here because I really want to be clear on this. Just as a disclaimer, don't put your life in danger. Don't be foolish. Common sense applies here. When I talk about stepping over your fears, I'm not saying jump off a bridge, but lean into those butterflies, and that's the universe telling you, do it, do it. Recording these videos, for example, saying things out loud, opening myself to criticism, it scares the shit out of me. Of course it does. You know, I'm opening up myself for all the comments and people being like, oh, who is she? My options are this. I either don't do it because it scares me, or I think, no, I go for it. My whole thing here is I want to help women. I want to wake up these sleeping beauties. So even if I help one, just one by my messaging, then it's worth it. You're never going to say that I didn't go for things because I use it as fuel. And whenever it scares me, I just go for it. So again, whenever you have the feels of being scared, go for it. My second trick is to overcome fear is this. Talk back to my brain. Our minds love to play tricks on us. They conjure up all kinds of wild, wild scenarios. This is what our brain does to protect us. But most of those fears are fiction. They're not facts. So instead of letting your thoughts run wild, challenge them. I always tell my kids, if you're going to lie to yourself because you've made up this thing, why don't you make the lies better? Make them good lies. I don't remember, I heard this somewhere, but truthfully is the shit that goes in our heads, in particular when it comes to fear, we're just lying to ourselves. Like, oh my God, I can't do that because X, Y, or Z. Truthfully, those are just lies. You just don't know until you try, right? So I literally tell my brain, sure you can. Why not? Why not you? If you're going to lie to yourself anyway, make that shit up and make it good. When I tell you public speaking for me, getting on stage, the idea of it before I did it was so paralyzing. You know, I want to pee in my pants kind of paralyzing. And I really talked myself into such anxiety about talking on stage, which was ridiculous. I wasn't doing it, so I don't know where it came from. It's just the idea of it. It really paralyzed me. But then I flipped the script and I said, no, I actually want to get the message out in the world. And I talk to people all the time. There's no difference between me talking one-on-one with people than just getting standing on stage and talking to a room filled of people and literally flipping that script and realizing, gosh, whenever I get scared to do anything, it's the same sort of excitement feeling. So they're the same. I'm actually really excited. That's why I'm feeling this way. That's why I'm feeling a little butterflies in my belly, because I want to do this. All I'm actually telling you to do is to call bullshit. Call bullshit on the lies. And if you're going to make up lies, make them good. The third thing, it's a phrase that I pull out anytime I face fear. I wanted more. I want it more than I fear it. You've been wanting to ask that someone out on a date and it scares you, but you have to say, listen, I want connection in my life and I want a relationship more than I fear rejection. Or maybe it's a new career or the new job that you've been wanting and you need to quit your job and try something new. I want to follow my passions more than I fear the unknown. See, when you use that equation, you think, yeah, I want it more. I want that more. Or maybe you want to learn how to sing, for example. That's me. Scares the shit out of me. I want to let go of all my inhibitions and be free more than I fear sounding bad and like shit. And like, who cares? I want to feel free. So to me, that's more important than the fear. So I want it more. And I promise you that if you go this, and I encourage you to try it, you won't have any regrets. Life's too short to have fear hold you back. So next time you're faced with a choice between playing it safe or going after it, choose courage. Go for it. You will never regret it. So live the life that you want more than anything you ever imagined. If you're the only thing holding you back from trying something, from writing the book, from starting the business, from changing your diet, whatever it is, I know it's scary. The new version of you is scary and it's unknown, and who knows who'll be standing at the other side. But man, if you don't, do you really want to die with the regrets? Fear only has power over us if we let it. I encourage you. The only fear that I encourage all the ladies in my life, my people, is FOMO, but fear of missing out on life. So here's to taking risk, embracing uncertainty, and stepping out boldly, ladies. Come on. Please check out my next video. This video is awesome because it really gives you steps, actionable steps on discovering your purpose. So check this out. Remember, BADE, B-A-D-E, be anything and do everything you desire.